what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 5 of the OG. This is Churn. That's Gom. What's going on, buddy?
Too much. We are obviously just had a lot of interesting activity since our last episode. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of activity.
We did. We had a whole off season of crazy trades, and we have a new champ.
Yep.
And this champion promised us a reveal. He has never been revealed in AGS. He promised us a reveal if he won. And he must have really wanted this reveal since he got the first shutout in the history of AGS. So let's bring on our champ, the Indianapolis Colts, Mr. aphettOG. What's up, buddy?
Mr. aphettOG.
Hey, well, I was hoping the shutout would release me of my obligation to do this, but
Nope. Nope. You signed a contract.
Yep.
There's no getting out of it.
Yeah. Hey, good to be here.
So there he is.
Yeah,
and that's the show. So everybody have a good one.
That's all anybody really wanted to see.
We'll see you next week on the OG.
So
yeah, I don't know how you guys are going to fill the other hour and 47 minutes that we normally do on here, but
well, we can always play by play the Jets-Chiefs game. So
yeah, we've got 14-10 here, and Deshaun Watson for the Chiefs is driving. You didn't think you'd hear that this year.
Yeah, there's a very good chance that VBank, at least for a couple minutes, is going to have the lead in this game if things go well.
So with our champ here, how does it feel to finally get the monkey off your back, buddy?
It feels great. Honestly, I thought that, I didn't think it was going to happen this season. I thought my window had probably already closed, but yeah, it was really nice. I mean, the AFC is a madhouse, and I had a great week. I mean, that's all it was. I had a great week where pretty much everything went exactly the way I needed it to go.
Well, you beat both of us.
Yeah. How much do you credit Germ and myself for our both not only losing to you in spectacular fashion, but for our attempts not to hype you up?
Oh yeah. The giving me the 0%. I mean, I can't thank you both enough.
Yeah.
So.
And then my who hasn't beat aphettOG? I'm sure that didn't. If you pan the camera a little bit to the left, I'm sure it's on the wall right there.
Yeah. I think I didn't really catch it at first. I think Flappy was the one that.
Oh yeah, Flap is really good at rubbing stuff in my face. So he'll bring it back for sure.
I was listening to it, and then when I caught that part, I was like, "Oh, I gotta go back and clip that." It was pretty funny. Yeah. I mean, that was the thing. Despite not winning a Super Bowl last cycle, I had a lot more playoff success. I mean, I think I had 10 playoff wins or something like that. Made it to a Super Bowl, but especially as the divide looked like it was getting bigger and bigger. I mean, my God, you've got Jeremy. You've got what, 11 superstar
One's a kicker.
Players now.
Okay, one's a kicker.
One's a kicker.
One's a backup tight end. I mean, come on, simmer down here.
9.
One had return man for a whole season.
What was it? 11 before you got Keenan Allen?
So no, it's 11. It's 11 now. 11 now. One's a kicker. Come on, that's 10.
Yeah, but now that Nwangwu actually doesn't have return man, it's like you really have an extra that wasn't there before.
Yeah. Well, he does have balance beam, which is the one I was wanting, because that dude falls down on the back of his lineman's ass like 3 times a game.
Yeah.
Anyways, Mr. aphettOG, did you even feel a little bit bad by shutting him out? By shutting out Soup? Poor Soup. A little bit.
I didn't, because I know Soup can take it, and I know he's going to bounce back and he'll take it out on the NFC. And it didn't really cross my mind. I didn't even think about it until that last drive. And he was. I kind of thought, we're killing clock. This is fine. And then I think he called a timeout, or called 2 timeouts.
You're like, nah.
Well, if he's going to try to score, I'm going to try to stop him. And I didn't think it would. And, another thing that just went my way was the fumble there at the goal line. I mean, it was I mean, both of your games, I got a big play exactly when I needed one, got a big stop exactly when I needed one. And one of those weeks, Finally worked out.
It was the perfect storm against me. From the way the playoffs went, Gom actually played the best against you. Because you destroyed me. I took out packs
Not
for
that
you.
It matters. Not that it matters whether you lose to aphettOG by 50 in the Super Bowl or you lose to him by like 6 points. It all ends up in the same place on the ledger. So
that's true. That is. Who did you lose to years ago in the Super Bowl? I know it's on my thing.
Seymour.
Oh, okay.
Played Seymour. I had a lead in the fourth quarter. He was the offense he was running. I had beaten him earlier in the year, and there was a play that he loved out of an empty gun formation, and I knew exactly what it was. And I knew how to stop it. Cover 2-man stops it. What I learned that day was cover 3-man with the extra dude in the middle. Yeah. I thought, oh, well, I'll just take that guy instead of calling cover 2-man, But no, the 2 outside safeties don't get quite as deep. And he burned me for the touchdown with, was it Goodwin he had that year? That was his speed guy?
Yeah. Yeah,
and,
that sounds about right.
Had one more chance, had a play action deep ball that didn't put enough air under, and he intercepted it. And that was it. But yeah.
I do remember a very extensive Goms games lore that took place in that one from you losing to Seymour. I do really strongly remember that because it was, I think that was Seymour's finally got that Super Bowl win that he had never gotten before that year, from what I remember.
And that was when you were somehow pumping those out every single. I don't even know how you were doing.
Yeah, that was good times. Well, that was my old job, so I had a little bit working full time from home makes life. You can take time to like take half an hour to an hour to get one of those out, but the lore was great at that time because Seymour had never won a Super Bowl, and then aphettOG was not that new of a admin at IOM, but he was he was there, so it was like, oh look, aphettOG Seymour finally got the Super Bowl thanks to aphettOG.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the first or second season in last cycle.
Yeah,
and that's when it all cranked up. Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was definitely good, and I really, honestly, I loved our game, even though it was super. It's the worst nightmare ever to run against double stuff, knowing that there's nothing you can do to run inside. Even if you double somebody, you're probably going to get nailed. So it changed your game plan so much. How do you feel going into this coming season without double stuff? Because I believe you traded one of them away, right?
I did. I traded Hayward away. He had gotten to the point to where, he was pretty slow. I couldn't put him in like nickel and dime sets. He just couldn't get to the quarterback. So I was kind of weaning myself off of him last season anyway. 3-4 sets, 4-3 sets. Yeah, he was in there and still causing problems, but I don't know. It's going to be an adjustment for sure, but I got Joey Bosa, and he is heavy enough to play defensive end in the 3-4, and he has no outsiders. So, wanting to see how well that's going to work with him as a 3-4 defensive end.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was the direction you were going to go with Bosa, putting him on the inside. That's it's interesting because he's just barely heavy enough to be there, right?
Yeah, he's 280. Yeah. 275 is the minimum. Yeah, he's 280, which works out. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see because I'll have Daniil Hunter on the edge on one side and Josh Allen on the other side. So let Buckner and Bosa eat up the middle.
That doesn't sound fun at all. Yep. I don't even remember you getting Josh Allen. Must have been during the.
I know, me neither.
During the madness.
It was right after Bosa. Yeah, I had them. I worked both deals on the same day. I originally thought about going to. Yeah, well, I was thinking about going to a 4-3, and then when I had that opportunity to pick up Allen as well, and then I saw that Bosa could play DE in the 3-4. I was like, oh well. I need to try to stay as much as possible. Yeah, because of all these crazy offenses that are popping up.
Yeah, if I was intelligent, I'd put Myles Garrett in there, but because he's got edge threat, it just would negate that ability entirely. So I have to keep him on the outside just for the sake of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess you're running that 4-6 defense. You still got nickel and dime sets, right? You can just do the subs and put him on the outside.
Yeah. Oh no, I can do it. It's fine. It's an interesting. It's a conundrum this year that I'm going to have. I don't know if I'm sticking with 46 just because now I have a, Fuller with at nickel corner. So I mean,
yeah,
it almost might be more advantageous for me to run a little bit more 3 corner sets, but we'll see. We're not here to talk about me though. We're talking about aphettOG.
aphettOG! What about aphettOG?
We can talk about me any one of these.
Yeah, because aphettOG's not going to win anymore. I mean, we got to keep him in the spotlight here for this just one time, right?
Well, do we want to not give the hype back to him just so he doesn't repeat though? That's the question.
I don't know what we should do now.
The question is, who else do we want to win aside from us?
Well, Tyrant's had a long run without one.
It would be nice to see Tyrant. Mustang too. Poor Mustang.
Tyrant, Johnny, Mustang. Yeah. I mean, those guys are in the mix of it.
Yeah.
Tyrant's been a day one, never left.
Yeah, and Johnny is he's endured so much with that Raiders team, not getting roles. And
well, he got some this year. He got 2 defensive player superstars.
It's true.
Although Franklin still starts
5 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the longest time he was hanging out with 2 or 3, but he's damn near doubled it now. So watch out.
That'll be interesting.
What did your family do for you, buddy, after you won the AGS Super Bowl? I mean, was there a parade or anything
we
like that?
Got the neighborhood together. And
do they know? Did they know?
Yeah, do they know?
No. They couldn't care less.
I don't know.
Do they know you're in another league at least, or do they not even know you play Madden?
Oh no, they know. My son actually,
they think he sucks.
Actually, both kids they like to get on and go into practice mode. If they see me in practice mode, they're like, "Oh, let me kick field goals." So walk away for a while and let them.
That's when he misses those PATs early in the games. His kids are picking him.
I swear I cannot figure out what that issue.
No,
is.
it's something. Because I don't know if it was this league or IOM. I keep missing the first PAT.
The first one.
Yeah,
and that's it.
First one. I think it was in IOM. It kept happening.
I would have the issue of missing the first one, or I wouldn't have any lag at all on field goals, but I would have them on every kickoff, which I can handle that. I'd love to have that issue, but I can't figure out what the problem is. I've changed so many settings. And I don't think it's anything on my side.
Oh, wow. Madden.
I can't help because I never get any lag on any field goal kicks, but maybe it's an Xbox issue.
Well, now I'll tell you that it almost drove me over the edge in my playoff game against Tyrant, because I'd played him earlier in the season and I missed a field goal and I missed an extra point. So it cost me 4 points and we ended up being tied going into the end of the game. I mean, that's not the reason that I lost, but it certainly didn't help. And it was in my mind. And then we get into the playoff game and I missed 2 extra points for the same thing. And he's ahead. And it was sure in my head. And that was coming off of him returning a punt for a touchdown on me. So yeah, it was rough.
Well, Tyrant.
Yeah.
There you go.
Love Tyrant. I love playing him.
Yeah, Tyrant is fun to play, and it's so with Tyrant and MHC, it's always weird because I've never been in the same division with them. I'm always in the opposite conference as MHC. Last Madden, we were finally in the same conference, so I played him like 3 or 4 times. But I've played MHC MHC and Tyrant. I've probably played combined half as much as I played Gom.
Yeah, me and Jerem are always in the same division, and MHC and Tyrant are always in the same division. This is like conference.
Yeah,
like we're just. Because I had never played Tyrant almost ever, except now he's in my division, and it was like, oh, I'm actually playing Tyrant again. Same with MAC. I'm just never there playing him. I played him a little bit more than them, but yeah, for some reason, me and Jerem always end up in the same place, and those two always end up in the same place.
Yeah, until this year. I think last cycle, I played MHC maybe twice, 2 or 3 times tops, and this will be just the second time that I've played in this cycle. Now, Tyrant. I don't have the history that you guys do, but when I first started was when you guys did the AGS Fantasy, and that was the first AGS league that I got into, which got me into here eventually. But yeah, my division was also the AFC South. It was me, Tyrant, Seymour, and I don't remember who the fourth one was to begin with, but it ended up being Leak in the last season, and that's what got him over as well. So yeah, but Tyrant's games, I mean, we had a 9-6 game or a 7-6 game. We had a 7-6 game in AGS Fantasy, so we've always played each other pretty well.
So based on everything you've seen so far this offseason, who are you most worried about in the AFC to be able to stop you from being able to get to repeat as conference champ?
I mean, honestly, it's the same set of characters in no particular order. It's the two of you and it's PAX. Just based on the fact that, the weird thing with GOM is it is going to depend on how your quarterback situation.
Yeah.
Right? If that turns out well, you're going to be fine. You'll be right there. Germs added some weapons. That's going to be bad. PAX has obviously added weapons, and
Tyreek just caught like a 30-yard pass just now. It's actually a great game.
It is a great game. It's no defense, but it's a great.
It's a PAX game.
Now VBank's going to be interesting, just because the style of the team is going to suit him a little bit better. So he's going to make some noise, but just based off of what I know and what I've seen, you two and PAX, Tyrant's going to be right there again, but I don't think he's made any big splash moves.
Tyrant rarely ever makes big splash moves.
No,
he makes him and Soup. They kind of just ride with their squad. Yeah, they don't make a lot,
and it works.
Yeah.
Well, when you start out with Lamar, you really don't need to do a lot. So.
Sometimes it's just comfort. Like you're used to playing with certain players. And you don't need a great player.
I had fully planned on. I was going to dismantle my defense and just try to get some big names on offense, switch up some playbooks, and just have some fun this season. I came pretty close to working a deal with Maloney to send Buckner away. I made.
I don't even care who you would have got. I don't even care. I just wish it would have happened.
It wasn't quite enough to get Buckner back. Basically, I wanted Trey Lance. And
that's all.
No. But I needed some stuff to come back with it, and he just didn't have what I was looking for. But I made an offer for like half my defense for Mahomes and Hill.
Dude, I would have given you Derek Carr.
Oh man.
I actually had I had a decent offer in place that I think he would have taken, Maloney, until I realized that Lance was holding out and I couldn't sign him. And I just backed out from the talks. Yeah. I thought about getting Fields. I thought about going after Lawrence. But I guess I'm just stuck with Baker.
I thought about Lawrence too. But then I started getting concerned that, Gorilla kicked him to the curb pretty quick.
I know, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, what?
And over in the other league, Johnny got rid of him. Well, he had him pretty quick. Now Johnny got him back, so that's got to be positive. But still, it's got to be something about the guy.
So here's an on-the-fly question for you, aphettOG. How do you? Because some penalties are interesting because some people will decline them. How do you feel about the roughing the passer penalty?
I'm fine with it. The only penalty that I really is almost an auto decline for me is that stupid illegal block in the back. I just don't think I don't think it's very realistic at all. And I think it could kind of be cheese if somebody really wanted to, but the guys have their penalty sets for a reason. So, it is what it is. I don't mind, I don't care accepting those penalties, and I don't care if they're accepted on me. I just don't really care for that illegal block in the back. I think just about everything else is fair game. You'll run into one of those crazy situations where like a pass interference clearly isn't a pass interference, or something, but
no, that kind of just came to me just because we're still kind of watching this Jets Chiefs game, and VBank just actually declined roughing the passer that PAX that PAX had got. So
and it wasn't a user.
It might have been. I don't know, but either way, it's still like
been an accept $15. Thank you.
Yeah. So, but
I mean, and plus, it knocks your Q. Well, like if your quarterback gets decked, he's gonna be a little bit fatigued too.
Yeah.
I mean,
thing, right? So it's
declining
rough for the passer.
doubly.
Yeah, actually, you know what? There is one more. If you run out of bounds and the CPU hits the guy late,
that one's what I
usually won't call that. Now I've started to kind of change my thinking about if somebody a user hit sticks me.
Yeah, for sure, because you're going to get fatigued.
Well, yeah, the fatigue thing is it's huge. So yeah, but I don't have running quarterbacks, so I haven't ran into that issue in a long time.
I agree with you 100% about the legal block in the back, just because like if you're using and then you just stop, one of the defense or the people chasing will probably come up and push you in the back.
Yeah, and you'll see a lot of times if somebody gets a breakaway run, they'll just stop. You know, they're like, I'm not catching them. They stop. Next thing you know, there's
legal block in the back, and then they accept it. And it's just I agree with that one. Rough in the passer, it's kind of a situational one for me. Like if it's clearly not something that should have been called because it was a user and the guy was just about to deck you, and then it's not like as a user you could stop, right? So if it's a user and they're right there right before you hit them, unless it's somebody who's destroying you by like 40, like in a Super Bowl, you know,
34 nothing.
I'm assuming that Soup.
I felt so bad about how I played in the AFC Championship until I saw the Super Bowl. I was like, I guess I didn't do bad.
Well, I think we talked about that too. It's just unfortunately Soup's team was just such a horrible matchup for years.
Yeah.
Because
it's about
Carson,
matchups, and just how you're feeling, which Soup was on a roll too. But I told this to aphettOG the other day after our game, and I told you, Gom, I think on the last episode we did. I just if we played that Thursday night or Friday night, whatever it was, after I beat PAX, I was so confident, and I was seeing everything. I think Johnny even put a GIF on there of how my eyes been real big of me seeing the field. And then when we played, I was just scared to death. I couldn't do anything.
That first interception you had on that opening drive, you know, where you threw it right where my guy was,
right to him.
Yeah,
I was just brain dead.
I think after, you know, when you came back and made it 14-7, and then I had a
75-yard touchdown.
Yeah. I think when you came back on your next offensive possession, you had a play where, you know, it was like a trip set or something, and I'm over the top looking at Waddle running a slant, and I'm sitting right there, and I see Kittle underneath. And there was nobody within 15 yards to him, and you still threw it right to Waddle where I was. I didn't get to pick or anything, but I thought, he's not seeing things now. I've got to.
He's not seeing the field very good.
He's blind. He's blind.
And Gom talks about it a lot, and everybody. It's kind of a meme, but third quarter germ. You know, I was thinking. I said, at any point, this
sometimes it takes me a little bit to get
figure it out.
Get my legs under me.
Yeah. Exactly.
And honestly, I think a lot of it. So I beat PAX, and then I think I played you in our IOM game. Yeah. And if you recall, the first half, I was pretty perfect the whole first half.
Yeah.
And then at third quarter, I hit that wrong button. It's like ever since then, I've just been in a bad way.
Yeah, it was like you were up 15-3, I think, and then somehow I got a touchdown right before the half, and I'm like, how in the hell? It didn't feel like it was a one-score game at all. And I got pretty lucky on defense during the second half. But honestly, I think in the Super Bowl, what helped me, it seems counterintuitive, but playing two games back to back, like I played the IOM game right before that. I had a 30-minute break in between. But by that time,
if you didn't win though, and we talked about that, if you would have lost the first game, you may have went 0-2. I think where your confidence was so high after the first game that you were just you even if you lost. Or you started playing bad, you still had confidence because you won the first game.
Yeah. I can see that. I mean, not that I was confident against Soup at all.
Well, I mean,
I had that comfort level of knowing that I've played him plenty of times, and when you do something like that, it doesn't all that matters is, are you going to go out there and execute, right? You know what's coming. You know what he's going to try to do. You know what you're going to try to do. It's just who makes the better plays or who doesn't get screwed by the Madden gods.
The gods, indeed.
Well, and I think both you guys are like, especially you, Fetto, like, because your last 2 seasons, you got not crushed, but you weren't as successful in your opening playoff game.
Not crushed
as you were, and that gets you. Like, it's the same reason Germ was. I'm sure, Germ, that you were nervous going into the playoff game right after you've been confident, because once you lose in the playoffs early, when you think you should be going farther, as soon as you touch the playoffs again, you're like, oh crap, I'm in the playoffs. It's going to happen again.
Yeah.
Because that's how I was.
My hope, I keep getting one game better. I lost in the wild card, then the divisional, then the championship. Yeah. Next year of the year.
Hey, like my last Madden, if you remember Madden 20, my playoff record was 1 and
mine was about the same, buddy.
I think.
Until the last season when I finally made a run.
Because it was, and I was like winning divisions, and then I even had a bye once. And it was just like, okay, well, I'm in the playoffs now, so it's going to be a loss. But once you get through it, then it makes it way easier. Like the fact that I was able to stumble my way through the playoffs in last season with Chubb and no quarterback at all, really, and still get almost all the way to the end was a huge monkey off your back, just for the fact that you actually win playoff games. So in that respect, I'm expecting good things from Fetto. Just at this point, you're like, well, there's nothing I can't do now. So.
Well, I will say that first game, against Tyrant was the huge one. That was probably the one that I felt the most pressure.
Yep.
Just because in season 1, I lost my first game, lost to Skittles in the first round. JT went down on the opening drive. I had no backup running backs to be able to move. And I can't just sit there and pass. That's just not my style. I'm not capable of doing that. And in the second season, first round, I get Tyrant, and I could not get open against his secondary. And even though JT ran pretty well in that game, he got ahead early with some turnovers, and I just couldn't, I'll have long drives, eating up the clock in the first half. All of a sudden I'm down 14-3 and it's 2 minutes to halftime and I've got to pass, and then, turns the ball over. But then, so going into the third season in the playoffs, I get Tyrant again. And, I've got that in the back of my mind of I've been knocked out of my first game twice. Last time was against Tyrant. So Tyrant had won the last 2 games against me. And, I felt the pressure. And honestly, when I got to both of you, I didn't feel pressure because I didn't think I was going to win. I look at Germ's roster and I look at your roster, and I'm like, the roster is better than mine. They are as good, if not better than I am anyway. So I didn't feel any pressure that I was going to lose that game.
I think pressure has a pressure. Yeah, you're right about that, because like whenever I was playing PAX, I think I even told Gom I was probably going to lose that game. So I like took the pressure off of myself. Yeah. But then whenever I played you, I put all the pressure back on me, because I was like, all right, I just killed PAX. Yep. So sky's the limit now, right?
No, that's right.
It's funny how it works out. It really is.
Speaking of, it looks like VBank is about to beat PAX here.
Yeah, he's up 11 here.
Up 2 minutes 40-29. I think PAX is learning.
Look, and I said this before, and I know it's just one game, so obviously he's going to adjust. He'll be fine. When PAX is running the ball and setting up the pass, he's so much better than old school gunslinger PAX.
Yeah. Well, and I think PAX, his first game is always when he's done a bunch of moves, because I think it was not this last season, obviously, because he went undefeated, but I think the season before that, the season before that, he lost like 2 of his first 3 games.
Yeah, and he did that last Madden, I think, a few times, where he'd lose the first few games and he'll win 14 in a row.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's had no time to practice either. We've been sitting in preseason week 4. As soon as we advance to week 1, he's getting in there and playing, and he's got so many toys and there's too many things to do.
Yeah. Oh, I know it. You see, he's like Tyreek's.
That's what happened to me week 1 last year.
He's going to be open. He's going to be open.
It was like, all right, Kittle can catch this. Kittle can catch this one. Kittle's definitely going to catch this one.
See, that's exactly why I just didn't make many moves at all, none on offense. So it's the same thing from last year. Just
it's really never a bad play. Like we made a
just
bunch
run,
of
run, run. Oh shit! There goes Campbell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I know.
It's a one-trick pony, but it's a hell of a trick. So.
Yep.
All right, we're going to close up shop on this little segment, and we're going to bring in Mustang. We're going to make this podcast even older.
Yeah.
And
Germ is like so young.
Right I am. I feel like I'm like Pink with this crew I'm running with. So we'll be right back with Mustang.